Welcome to Tales of Bedlam. I'm your host, Knob Twister.
Congratulations on your fine achievement.
Thank you. And your name, sir?
I'm Bubba.
Today we kick off our deep dive into Slavic folklore. This encompasses the folklore of the Slavic peoples found in Russia, Ukraine, Poland, Bulgaria, Serbia, and a whole lot of other places. ... That's right. ... etc. Today's story is Quarrelsome Demyan.
Woohoo!
And I do find it kind of funny that Damien possibly means to tame.
I thought Damien was the devil.
And after you listen to this tale, you'll be like, this guy does need to be tamed.
He needs to be tamed. Big jerk.
Yep.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
You haven't read it yet. So, Dustin, start us off.
Quarrelsome Demyan. Once there was a peasant who liked to pick a fight. Yeah, baby. I like him already. He invited other peasants to his house, told his wife to set the table, and asked the guests to sit down.
The guest said politely, "You shouldn't have gone to so much trouble, Damien Ilyich."
Last names? We gotta do last names now.
Ilyich?
Damien Ilyich.
Ilyich?
Ilyich.
Like, Illy, I have an itch.
Slapped him in the face. He slapped him in the face and said, "Always obey the master when you're in someone else's house."
Forward.
What?
The guest sat down with a thud. The host offered him food and he ate.
He stayed after he slapped him in the face?
I know. I might have been out of there.
Might have been.
Depends on what they were serving, you know?
Prime rib I'd have been in for the long haul.
I would have maybe perused what was on the dinner table first and then decided if I should stay. If the slapping offense was worth staying for, prime rib.
Yes. Hot dogs.
Surf and turf.
I'm out.
The host began to cut numberless slices of bread.
It's a lot of bread.
The guest said, "Why do you cut so much bread, Damien Ilyich?"
Damien Ilyich gave him another slap in the face. Of course he did. Saying, "Don't give advice in someone else's house. Do what the host tells you." What the crap? The guest became unhappy, you think, and when offered food, did not eat it, thus disobeying Damien, who kept beating him and saying, "In someone else's house, obey the master."
Wow.
What the heck?
This is redonkulous. Can
ever say redonkulous again?
Redonkulous.
I'm coming over the table. You're going to get slapped.
At that moment, another fellow, shabby dressed, but lively and robust,
Ooh, lively,
opened the gate, and without being invited, rode into the yard.
Nicely done. Damien went out on the porch and saluted him. "Welcome, welcome." For he wanted to thrash this guest too. He's just all kind of spunk.
Is this like masochistic tendencies are going on here?
No, you got it backwards.
No.
Inflicting pain on other people is sadist.
Oh, you're right, because masochistic is receiving the pain.
On yourself, yeah. Yeah, he's definitely some kind of sociopath. He's not,
it's weird.
Not there.
The fellow was not backward.
I hope not.
He removed his hat and said, "Forgive me, Damien Ilyich, for having come without first asking permission."
Weird? "Never mind, you are welcome. Please come in." And the fellow came in, shockingly enough.
The host bade him sit down at table and ordered his wife to serve the dishes and bring bread. The fellow ate and ate without contradicting his host, no matter how Damien tried to provoke his guest. He could not find a pretext for striking him.
What happened to the other dude he was beating around? Did he leave?
Probably snuck out the back. Wouldn't you?
Well, heck yeah, I would have.
I might have taken the wife too. Been like, come on, you get out of this crazy man's house. I'm saving you.
Maybe she's just a psycho. We don't know. Finally, he resorted to tricks. He brought out his very best clothes and said to the stranger, "Take off what you are wearing. Put this on." Weird. He thought to himself, "He will refuse out of politeness, and then I will thrash him."
But the fellow did not refuse. He put on the clothes that his host gave him.
Well, he was shabbily dressed, so he's probably happy to. Other than the stripping down, he thought to himself, "He will refuse out of politeness, then I will thrash him."
But the fellow did not refuse. He put on the clothes that the host gave him.
Damien offered him this and that. Still, the fellow did not quarrel. Damien brought out a good horse, saddled it with his best saddle, put a good bridle on it, and said to his guest, "Take my horse. Yours is a poor jade," thinking to himself that the man would surely refuse.
But the fellow mounted the horse. Damien told him to ride forth. He silently urged on the horse, went out of the yard, and said, "Farewell, Damien. The devil didn't send me. I came here of my own accord." And he was never heard of again.
Well, that was a weird thing to say. The devil didn't send me. I think the devil sent him. Oh, Damien followed him with his eyes, clapped his hands, and said, "Well, at last I have found my equal. Not he, but I was fooled. I wanted to thrash him, and instead I lost my horse." And his horse, with its trappings, was worth perhaps as much as 150 rubles.
Yeah.
The heck just happened?
On a side note, I did plug in 150 rubles and it comes out to $2.30 in US dollars.
At the time this was written, that was way different. Okay.
Because that is a really cheap horse and tackle.
This was before the crash of the Soviet Empire, sir.
So then rubles were worth a lot more.
Well, I don't know how much they were worth, but they were worth more than $2. Would you have Tourette's?
Damien Ilyich!
You just scream out random crap?
I should have another son and name him Damien Ilyich.
Do I need to slap you?
Damien Ilyich Knob Twister.
Do you need to be thrashed?
No,
Is this thing on? Hello? Hello?
Yes, it's on.
Odd enough.
All right.
I'm going to try it sometime. I'm going to invite you over for dinner next week. And if you don't eat what I give you, I'm going to, that's never happened.
No, because you give pretty good food. Now, maybe if you put trash on the table or something disgusting.
I would ask you to do something outrageous.
Fish heads.
And when you don't do it, I'm going to slap your head and say, "Do what your host tells you."
Make sure you got a camera rolling so we can put it on our YouTube. If you think that what we do here is pretty awesome, you can support us by going to our website at talesofbedlam.com. Subscribe to our newsletter, and buy some of our swag. So that you can support our habit.
I am Groot.
By becoming a walking billboard. What does I am Groot have to do with this?
I am Groot.
That's not our shirt.
I am Groot.
Okay. Good night.
I am Groot. I'm going to read the whole next story in Groot.
Oh, no one would understand it, Dustin.
But it'd be hilarious.
For the first 2 minutes.
I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot.
Oh, boy.
Have you seen Endgame yet?